Deacon had a knack for keeping things sharp and crisp, but the greatest testimony of his work was to be found in the form and success of his son. "My psychologist was my father," Arnold once mused, "and he never went to college." Of course, his dad offered more than just advice. He first gave him clubs, an old cut-down set, at the tender age of 4. There is nothing to suggest the boy was a prodigy, but he began to swing early and swing often. By all accounts, he was good, a natural talent. By the age of 11, he was caddying, and playing, and watching, and learning and asking questions. By the time he left on September 7, 1947, for Wake Forest University on a golf scholarship, Arnold had held nearly every job a kid could hold at Latrobe. Deacon's parting words were characteristically simple and straightforward. "Be tough, boy. Go out and play. Play your own game. If you start listening to other people's advice, I have a job pushing a lawnmower here. You can come back and do that." Looking back. When Arnold looks out the windows of his house or office or walks the course at Latrobe, he can't help but remember the times he spent on the greens with his father. On the occasion of his 80th birthday, he spent a day with a reporter from USA Today. His memory was razor sharp, right down to recalling the exact spot of a lesson born of a fallen oak tree. Pointing to its location, a picturesque slice of earth on the edge of a green hill, Palmer began to tell the story. "The trunk was rotten. I'll never forget this. A bunch of honeybees had moved in. Have you ever seen a honeycomb? Well, this one was full of honey. I mean, absolutely like that." He spread his great hands like an exaggerating fisherman. "And my dad says, 'Now, Arnie, we're going to take this honey home and give it to your mother, and we're going to eat it.' But he says, 'We've got to get 2 5-pound bags of sugar. When we take the honey out, we're going to put those 2 bags of sugar right here so the bees can have their food.'" I was about 7 or 8 years old. To know Arnold Palmer is to know a man who took his late father's lesson of that memorable day to heart. He is a man who gives back, a generous soul eager and inclined to give away far more than he receives. As the reporter who walked the course with him on that day concluded, by his advice and actions with those bees 7 decades ago, Deacon Palmer taught his son a simple but wonderfully practical lesson. When you take the honey out, put some sugar back in. Happy to be home. Happy is the person, a wise man once wrote, who still loves as an adult something he loved in childhood. Time has not torn him in two. The same might be said of my good friend. Sitting and talking with Arnold Palmer in his home office, watching him swivel and rock gingerly in the tall chair behind an 8-foot-long antique wooden desk, is to watch a man very much at peace with himself and comfortable with the many loves of his life. It is an unusual thing, isn't it, to have accomplished so much, to have gone so far, and yet to return and be content spending the twilight of your career only steps from where you were born. Where others might be struck with wanderlust, thinking the next stop of the journey will be better than the last, Palmer is satisfied to stay close to home. Visit Arnold Palmer's hometown and talk with its residents, and it quickly becomes clear that the local boy who made good set down roots that ran deep. He watered them daily and invested heartily in his hometown friends and neighbors. The legend looks beyond just the geographical boundaries, however, when assessing the tug toward home. "Your hometown is not where you're from," he said. "It's who you are." Reporters regularly ask why he stays and continues to invest not only his time, but his resources in the community. "I've done a lot of things, and I will always have some connection here in Latrobe, or Pittsburgh, if you wish. I love this area. If the good Lord is willing, I'll be around here for a while to enjoy it some more." As Arnold Palmer enters his 9th decade of life, his prayers have been answered. This favorite son of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, is happy to be home. And home is where he is happiest of all. Lesson 2.